This episode of Simp King's Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel was filmed before a live studio audience.
Oh, hi. I didn't see you there. I was just decorating my Xyzmas tree and thinking about all the great fish decks we've played this year. Like Gishkis, Goaties, and who can forget Hungry Burger. For today's episode, I'm cooking up something real special. It's still hot. It's Umi. Let's get to the game. Welcome to my special end of the year video. We're gonna play Umi for 2024. We got to get the deck list ready because Umi's gonna carry us. All right. And what is special about Umi going into 2024? Well, we got some extra special throwbacks and we got some extra special new cards. We're playing Fusion Destiny. All right. And we're playing the classic Umi pieces. Jellyfish getting negated, as is tradition, with the Imperm that Jelly could not negate if we had a Umi on the field. We're going to activate the Jelly anyway to send an Umi to our graveyard in case we want to later. Jelly likely not surviving. And we got the DPE. DPE, going to pop one card a turn. Imperm, hopefully hold off our opponent. And this is it. This is what we got. Pass to the opponent. Hope for the best. Draw in the future. Opponent playing Kashtira. Wait till they activate. Fire off the Imperm. Negate the Kashtira Unicorn effect to search. And its effect to banish things from the extra deck. Hold on to the DPE pop. Pawn went in with the Fallen of Albaz. Alright, so we have two options here. We can pop the Albaz, pop the Jellyfish. That will stop the fusion. Or we can pop the DPE, pop the Albaz. Popping the Jelly and the Albaz is probably the better play because then the Unicorn can't deal any damage to us. But you know, sometimes you just wanna pop the DPE. He comes back at the end of turn anyway. Pop the Albaz. Maybe opponent will forget to attack. Sometimes they forget. It's just, you know, I'm negated. I was busy. I didn't get to do the things I wanted. Sometimes they forget. And opponent goes straight to the end phase. Literally forgets to attack. You know, maybe they were playing a lot of Runics and they forgot. All right, we're going to take it. Free win. Opponent setting a back row. We draw the key to Umi in 2024. Time Tearing Morganite. We got a special build of Umi. No hand traps. Alright, no hand traps except for spell-based hand traps like Imperm, because Time Tearing Morganite says for the rest of turn, your standby phase, your draw phase is Pot of Greed. Every time you draw Pot of Greed, and you draw 2 additional cards instead of 1. We also can conduct 2 normal summon sets per turn, not just 1. And it has another effect that doesn't really matter, but it does stop us from activating monster effects in the hand, which is why we don't play the hand traps. So opponent, we got Kashtiras. We got Destiny Hero. We got Time Tearing Morganite. Let's pop this Kashtira preparations after getting for big damage. Summon our General Raiho. After... Hold on, you're thinking, wait a minute. Because summon Raiho got in for extra damage. We didn't want this Kashtira Unicorn to activate and banish a card from our beautiful extra deck because we actually are using our extra deck today. No spoilers, but, you know, we'll talk about it later. Let's pop that preparations. Opponent's got 1 card left. We are Pot of Greeting for the rest of this duel. General Raiho means if they summon a monster and activate its effect on the field, they got to discard a card for it to activate. Tearlaments, firing off Herald of the Abyss, naming Dark, what's the other name? Beast Warrior. Now opponent, clearly not a reader, because Destiny Hero, Dark Phoenix Enforcer, is a warrior. Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer is a warrior, not a Beast Warrior. So I was going to pop DP in response to dodge that effect, but we don't need to. We can just hold. Opponent, wrong name. Maybe out of respect, we should have popped the DPE to dodge. But opponent sees that Pot of Greed, and they are done. Umi with Time Tearing Morganite tearing up Kashtiras. Let's go on to the next game. On to the next game. If you like the channel, make sure to subscribe. Stick around till the end because we got some more Sink or Swim versus modes, the special Christmas edition. And if you want, you know, to support the channel, you can hit the subscribe button. You know, the gift you can give to me. My gift to you is all these beautiful videos about fish, and your gift to me can be hitting that subscribe button. Opponent playing Kashtiras again, or maybe they could be playing any deck actually. This is Kashtira Fenrir. Let's negate with the Jelly. That was a big mistake. We should have negated with the Imperm because Kashtira Fenrir's second effect is going to banish, and now we're forced to use Imperm to stop opponent from banishing our Umi. All right, we're playing badly. We are sleeping on the job. I was trying to distract you with that subscribe push, and now opponent's clapping us with Bestials. All right, Bestial Kashtiras. But we're not going to give up just because things are going badly. All right, and you see a lot of people, they get in a situation like this, and they're like, I'm losing. I'm going to give up. No, we don't give up. Not on this channel. We got Time-Tearing Morganite to Pot of Greed every turn. Opponent playing the oldest normal summon in the game. That was good. The Alistair going into a Fire, going into a Light, and then they're going to use the Invocation with their Light Monster and their Alistair to summon Invoke Mechaba, which is a negate. Opponent got that negate live. Opponent going into... Oh, activating to get the Alistair Invoker back. All right, that's why he's the best normal summon, because you just keep doing him every turn. And opponent giving up their entire board to summon Blackluster Soldier, Soldier of Chaos. Now, he was summoned with a level 7 or higher, so he can't be targeted, can't be destroyed, and he gains attack. Well, he gets to choose one of these modes when he attacks. I am really surprised the opponent did this, throwing away their board like this. I guess they were like, you know what? I'm winning. I'm just gonna flex. And this level of disrespect we will not tolerate. Our opponent gets to choose a mode. They could banish our Umi, or they could make it gain 1500 attack. Opponent chooses the least chosen mode. Sacred Soldier gets to make a second attack during the next turn. So opponent clearly thinks they are so far ahead, they don't need to even play strategically. Let's see if we can punish that. Opponent gets their Bestial to hand. It's our turn. Let's get drawn. Draw a Pot of Greed, and this is why we're playing Umi in 2024. We got Zodiac Barrage. Zodiac Barrage is a spell that basically says you get to special summon a Zeus or a Zodiac. Let's pop that back row. Let's show what I mean, all right? Opponent's got a Blackluster Soldier. What do we do? How do we get through a Sacred Soldier, all right, with Zodiac Barrage? Let's activate. It pops itself, summons a Zodiac from the deck. You only have to run 2 Zodiacs to the deck. You probably run 3, 2 or 3 is fine. Any more seems to be a bit cloggy, since you really do just want to activate this to summon them for free. And then you just rank up all the Zodiacs. All right, now you actually, you don't use the Dryden usually. Dryden you'd leave in your extra. It's fine if you do use him, but Dryden not needed to be used here. Then you end on the Monkey, Zodiac Borbo, and Borbo can attack directly. You attack directly, and now your Borbo, you just rank him up into a Zeus. And as you can see, I made a mistake. I got 1 extra material. So if I didn't use Dryden, then I would have Dryden still in the extra deck. Could use him later. And we would have still 2 wipes. So Zeus got 2 wipes. Let's set this Imperm and pass. Opponent. We got 2 wipes with a Zeus. We got Pot of Greed every turn. And the great thing about Zeus in this deck, because Zeus is a great card. Normally a great card. But in this deck, it's extra great because you fire off the Time-Tearing Morganite. And if you survive, you're winning that grind game, because Pot of Greed every turn is no joke. Opponent summoning that Alistair, we are negating. You are going to have to find another normal summon opponent to use. Alistair the Invoker has been negated. Opponent going into Verte, and before Verte activates, we're going to fire this off. We don't want them activating DPE, but opponent triple tactics thrust into Fusion Destiny. All right, respect. All right, opponent really wants that DPE. Fusion Destiny. One of them was in the hand, as is tradition. Getting that Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer, but now we are in a standoff, all right? Big standoff. We activate Zeus. Opponent responds with DPE, pops the Zeus. We're sad. Opponent activates DPE. We respond with the Zeus. Wipe the DPE. Goes to the graveyard. It's sent, not destroyed, so it won't come back. So we're in a staring contest right now. Big stare. Big contest. Let's draw. Pot of Greed. Look at us. We got our own DPE. That is not really going to help with our standoff, but it is funny. We also get Sea Stealth Attack to get back the Umi and get back our Jelly. So let's get to battle. Pop the DPE. DP gone. Zeus is big. Let's activate our Fusion Destiny. Get our own DPE. And now we got the Sea Stealth Attack to get back our Umi. We got DPE to pop the DPE. We got Zeus to threaten the DPE. Threaten to send it to the graveyard, because if opponent activates the DPE, and doesn't pop the Zeus, they're going to be sad. Opponent goes to battle. We get the Jellyfish, and this was a big mistake. Opponent going to battle was the biggest mistake of their life, because we activated Sea Stealth Attack, getting our Sea Stealth 2, And in the battle phase, it summons a water monster from our graveyard. So we get the jellyfish. Jellyfish has a negate. So now we can monster negate. So we can pop their DPE, negate their DPE's effect. Opponent doesn't even bother to activate. We could have negated the revive of the DPE with the jellyfish now, and we're pot of greeting every turn, and Umi takes it again. This was the beautifulest of comebacks. Opponent did flex on us in a horrible, I don't know if I'll call it a misplay, but opponent, they were playing very silly, and we punished them. Daddy Shark is done. Let's go on to the next game. On to the next game. We got a very interesting hand with 2 of our ice barriers, an Imperm, an Ocean Wrangler we cannot summon, an opponent playing Floodgates, Kaiser Coliseum, but no monsters, and 2 set back row. So this is some sort of stun deck. We got double Imperm, double ice barrier, so let's get setting. When opponent draws their stun monster, we can set its attack to 0 with ice barrier and get searching for a way to summon our Ocean Dragonlord, but opponent passing with no plays. Alright, we also have the Imperm here to negate the Kaiser Coliseum in case they summon an effect monster. We can negate it, negate the Kaiser Coliseum, and ignore their Floodgate. Zodiac Barrage, great effect. Let's activate it, summon, and Zodiac Barrage is a continuous effect, a continuous spell, sorry. So if it gets Ash Blossomed, it just stays on the field, and you can activate it again on the next turn. So opponent Ash Blossoming this, which is, you know, sad because it means we have no plays, but it's good because it means we can just activate it again next turn. So opponent's not really, they're stalling, but you know, we're up a card. Opponent setting another back row. More Floodgates, presumably. Let's draw that Umi. Fire off the Zodiac Barrage again. Opponent, Ash Blossom second time. Alright, well, we can't set our Umi, or activate our Umi. We can't activate our Sea Stealth because we clogged up our field zones. Really was thinking opponent would fire off some monsters by now. But this standoff is going to end soon because opponent firing off Reinforcement of the Army, and they are playing Sky Strikers. Sky Strikers, which means this is probably all Sky Striker back row. Let's fire off the Ice Barrier. Opponent dodging with the Ray. Ray dodging because it was going to get negated. Very intelligent play. Summoning the Sky Striker Hayate. We're going to negate it. Set its attack to 0 so that they don't get to send a Sky Striker card to the graveyard. Opponent firing off the Mobilize. Mobilize going to dodge and summon an additional Sky Striker. There it is. The Shizuku attacking. In the end phase, it's going to activate and search for a Sky Striker spell, but I don't think so. Let's fire off the negate. Now we have a choice here. Do we care about the Kaiser Coliseum or do we care about this set back row? I think we can play through the Kaiser Coliseum. I'm more afraid of the set back row, so we're going to hold our Imperm, which is in this column, as a negate for this spell, and we're going to give up our negate on the Kaiser Coliseum to stop them from adding. Now, the Sky Striker deck is all about grind game. It grinds. It wants to grind. The longer the game goes, the happier Sky Strikers is because they just get their card advantage engine going, and then you're going to be in trouble. All right, let's start by getting that Zodiac Barrage. Now, this was a big risk because other Floodgate cards, like There Can Only Be One, will stop you from summoning if there's an additional monster on the field. So if you have a monster on the field, it'll say you can't summon another monster. So we're testing this out. Can we summon the Zodiacs under a Kaiser Coliseum? And we can. All right, we're ranking up. We're summoning the Trident. Trident going to pop this Kaiser Coliseum. Get popping. Opponent contesting with the Sky Striker Mecha Widow Anchor. Now this Widow Anchor is not going to steal because they only got 2 spells in the graveyard. But we're going to negate with the Imperm. Negate the column, targeting their Sky Striker Ace. Let's rank up all the way into our Borbo. Attack directly. Force the Zeus before we do any other plays. We can wipe the field with Zeus. Get rid of their last negate. Get rid of their Sky Striker card. And then we go for the Waterlock with the Sea Stealth. With the Sea Stealth attack. And because we used the Barrage, we didn't even use our normal summon to do all this nonsense. That is why the Barrage is key in Umi. And there you go. Wipe the whole field. Get that Sky Striker and that Call by the Grave. Fire off our Umi. Fire off our Jelly. And this really locks Sky Strikers because Sky Strikers can't summon their Sky Striker monsters on top of Ray when they're waterlocked with the Umi. We also got Spell Negate with the Jellyfish. Zeus still threatening to wipe if things get out of hand. This is a great position. Sea Stealth attack gets set and Fire off that Ice Barrier to get the whale. So if opponent goes to battle, we can start popping their monsters. And this is just golden. We are in such a great spot. Fire off that Sea Stealth attack. Get our Pacifist from the graveyard. We're making tokens. Opponent realizes they got nothing. They are done. Sky Strikers dominated by Umi. Let's go on to the next game. On to the next game. We got a Kaiju. We got a Feather Duster. Opponent going first. Activating the Deer Servant. Sending Garura to the graveyard. Playing some sort of nonsense extra deck hate with this Dogmatica Ecclesia. Getting a Dogmatica Punishment. And this Feather Duster has never looked better. Alright, now. The Feather Duster Nightmare, alright, this is the kind of the Feather Duster curse, alright? When you're playing spell trap deck, when you're playing your trap deck, alright, you set 4 back row. Opponent gets Feather Duster added to their hand by Konami. But when you're drawing that Feather Duster against the back row deck, you fire it off. Opponent always has the negate. They have that Solemn Judgment. So, does opponent have it? Fire off that Duster. Opponent gets dusted, we dust them. 4 back row sent to the graveyard. Imperm punishment evenly matched. Dogmatica punishment times 2. Opponent's like, fire off Max C. That will protect me. I'll at least draw some cards here. We'll give opponent 1 card. We'll give him a pity card. Here you go. You have the Ocean Dragonlord card. Let's get that Sea Stealth attack. Go to battle. Hit the Ecclesia. Hit opponent directly. Now, why'd I do this? Alright, you're like thinking, hey, hold on. You didn't set your stuff. We did the battle phase first because I'm a little worried about evenly matched. Evenly matched, we saw 1 already, so we know opponent could have it, but looks like opponent's got nothing. Fire off Sea Stealth, get our Pacifist. We got Ice Barrier to protect. Opponent, you're waterlocked. Setting back row. Back to our turn. Alright. Bricking with the Dasher is not great, but we'll be fine. Welcome Labyrinth, summoning a Labyrinth from the deck. Luckily, now Labyrinth's a challenge, but we got our lock up first. Opponent can summon their Labyrinth, but they can't do much else. Let's see Stealth 2. Let's fire off this Foolish Barrel Goods. Send an Ice Barrier to the graveyard. Activate it. Banish to search for the whale. Get whaling. Fire off our Jellyfish. Summon the whale. Give our opponent a beautiful turtle so that they can't activate. Their effect to search for more traps. Opponent has lost the spirit of dueling and they have given up. Umi too strong. 2024. Let's go on to the next game. Alright, on to the next game. Opponent with that beautiful snowy field. But they may have snowy field. But we have beautiful Umi. Opponent playing Sword Soul. Revealing the original Sword Soul. Iris. Moyi. Revealing a worm in the hand. Making that token. Getting the Grandmaster. My girl Moyi. Still going to be a thing. Alright, in 2024 people love their Sword Souls. Look at this nice icy field too. Very cool. Very frosty. Toad Pet still chilling. Although I thought I switched to the Burger Pet. Konami, what's going on? Is this a bug? Oh, I guess I had Toad Pet when I did the game. So Toad Pet stays in the zone. You know, you'll see Burger Pet next time. We got to update our pet for 2024. Opponent going into XL Synchro Stardust. Getting the token. So they better make an additional monster here because Sword Soul normally is a level 8, level 10. If they can do an additional monster, that's pretty cool. If they mess it up and do something weird, that's less cool. Opponent getting that Iris Sword Soul out of the graveyard. Synchro summoning a Baron. And do they have a level 10? Or a level 12, sorry? They do. Despian Lulu Wraith, the new card in Prismatic. What does this do? Once per turn, if a card leaves the extra deck, make all monsters gain attack. That's what it does. That's what it does. Alright, so if we summon a monster from the extra deck, this is going to trigger, boost their attack, then negate the effects of a face-up card. So quite strong. They also got the negate with Baron and the Grandmaster. Can we fight through the negates, through the interaction? Feather Duster, not supposed to get added here. Opponent disrespecting us with that Max C in the standby phase. Very rude, but we're not going to give up. Fire off that time-tearing Morganite. Now, I really want this to resolve, but I actually kind of don't want it to resolve because opponent has the Baron negate, and we need that Baron negate gone so we can get our Umi on the field. Fish Sonar, Konami, I don't know why. They didn't want Umi to be that good, so they made Fish Sonar hard once per turn. So we got 2, we can only fire off 1 right now. Opponent negates the time tearing. That goes to the graveyard. But now we are free to activate our Fish Sonar. No Ash Blossom 1 time. We did it. Let's activate our Legendary Ocean. Reduce the level of our Ocean Dragonlord to 4. so we can normal summon him. Opponent, you got one monster. Choose the monster you want to keep. Now, they should probably keep the Grandmaster here to negate our Ocean Dragonlord search. We'll see what they do. Opponent, keeping the Alulu Wraith is a choice. It wouldn't have mattered if they negated because we got the Sea Stealth in hand anyway. But opponent, the Lulu Wraith really didn't think that they would keep that one. All right, let's get our Sea Stealth. Activate. Now our monsters, if they die, will get resummoned. We also got the Sea Stealth attack. Let's fire it off in the standby phase or the draw phase. Now we can dodge. Opponent, firing off Emergence. Getting a Protoss, but they cannot summon the Protoss. Opponent go into battle. Pop in their Lulu Wraith so that they can summon the Protoss. And before, so Protoss is an ignition effect. Protoss has an ignition effect. When they have priority, they can declare a monster attribute of a monster on the field, destroy all monsters with that attribute, and then until the next turn, players can not special summon monsters with that attribute. So we want to summon our water monsters, so we don't want our Protoss activating, naming water. So let's dodge with the Sea Stealth attack before they can activate. So opponent is forced to name Dark. There's no other monsters on the field. Lulu Wraith summoning Neclasia, but the Ocean Dragonlord comes back. Opponent realizes they can't fire it off. They got nothing in the hand. Mo Ye My Girl, not going to be enough to fight the Ocean Dragonlord. And opponent is done. Umi still got it. Let's do one more game. All right, one last game with the Umis. Then we're going to do the Sink or Swim. And at the end of the video, I'll have the full deck list so you can check it out. Play it if you want. Opponent, letting us go first. We're going to fire off the Zodiac Barrage. Pop it, get the Cataroost. Go into the Trident. Now, this is, again, this was an earlier video. Still learning how to use the Zodiacs. What I usually like to do is summon a couple of the extra ones if you're going first. Just summon a couple extra. You know, go into the Borbo, go into the Chakanine. That way you got extra materials under the Trident. If it lives a turn, you can start popping your opponent's monsters once per turn. Popping their cards once per turn. So there you go. There's our Trident. Fire off our Foolish Burial Goods to get Ice Barrier in the graveyard. Ice Barrier search for the Ice Shade Tremora. Now, you might think, hey, Ice Shade Tremora is not great in a deck that's playing Time Tearing because you can't activate in the hand once you fired off the Time Tearing Morganite. But I found often enough I was opening with the Foolish Burial Goods and I really wanted to summon my Ocean Dragonlord with an Ice Shade Tremora. So, you know, it's kind of worth it just to have just the one. You know, it never came up that I fired off the Time Tearing and then drew Tremora and wished I could activate. So I think the odds of wanting to have it with your Ice Barrier Search is higher than the odds of the Time Tearing Morganite messing it up. So let's summon our Ocean Dragonlord, search for the Sea Stealth 2, set our call by, we got Pop, we got Ocean Lock, we got Protect, opponent firing off this Cash Tier Unicorn, activating the effect to search. Now, again, another mistake, I forgot to toggle on here. I thought, you know, they go to battle phase, I'll get priority. It did not give me priority until after the Cash Tier had attacked. If I had toggled on, I could have popped it before attack declaration. Now opponent gets to look at my extra deck, banish a card for free. A bit of a mistake, although I'm going to blame Konami for this. Let's pop that Unicorn, save our Umi. And again, now we're out of materials on the Trident. If we just summoned a couple extra times, Trident would have bonus materials. Opponent banishing our beautiful DPE, which should have been alive still. Getting that Cash Tier Birth to get back the Unicorn and passing back to us. All right. We still got this, though. We're not out of this. Let's fire off the Fish Sonar. Get ourselves the Mega Fortress Whale. Opponent gets 2 banished cards from our graveyard. That's fine. We don't care about those cards. Opponent, you can have them. Let's fire off the Ocean Dragonlord. Get our Sea Stealth going. Opponent gets 2 banished cards from our extra deck. Baguska is gone. Go to battle. Summon the Mega Fortress Whale. Pop the Mega Fortress Whale. Get that General Raiho to negate their monster effects on the field unless they discard. Pass a turn. All right. Made another mistake here. Forgot to turn the Trident to defense mode. Big mistake. All right. Maybe it's bait. We're just baiting. We're pretending that we got some protection here. Let's summon our whale. Opponent go into battle. Trying to attack. Let's pop. Made sure to toggle on this time. Save the whale with the Sea Stealth so he doesn't get popped at the end of turn. End of the battle phase. Sorry. Opponent resummon their Unicorn. We get back our whale. And now opponent is just, they can't summon any of their Cash Tiers. They're waterlocked. Let's get our Pacificus. Now we got 2 Umis. Opponent, you're going to discard a card. They are, in order to steal from our extra deck, the Stealth Kragan. Let's go to battle phase. Attack directly with the Mega Fortress Whale effect. Opponent, you can keep your Cash Tier Unicorn on the field. We don't even mind. Opponent all the way down to 1350 life points. We remember to switch Zodiac right into defense mode. Opponent, what have you got? This is your last turn. They are done. Umi Lock still got it. Now, is Umi a degenerate floodgate, or is he an adorable snick? That's up to you to decide. Let's go on to the sink or swim. All right, on to dueling sink or swims. We have how it works. 2 sink or swim replays sent us. We watch them. We decide, is it a sink or a swim? I'm going to make my call, and there is going to be a poll link in the description of the video. You get to vote, decide which replay you like best, and the winner is, all of us, because we get the joy of watching these videos. But the actual winner, they get the joy of getting a sink or a swim. Well, the winner gets a swim. The loser gets a sink. Opponent going first, playing sprites with the live twins. And I do not like this deck. It takes a long time to do its plays, and it is very strong, especially going first. Opponent also playing runics. This is kind of disgusting. All right, runics gonna have 3 layers of disruption. They got spells, they got monsters, and they got your soul, which is getting crushed. That's the third. I don't know why I said 3. I guess it's because live twins, sprites, and runics. That's the third axis. All right, opponent making an IP Masquerena, going into a Muckraker. Muckraker going to summon something from the graveyard. It's the Evil Twins Kill, and the Runic Fountain is here. All right, so opponent, very strong board. We're playing Marincess. How does Marincess, with the new Ice Jade Ron Agerine, by the way, deal with this? Let's find out. Grave TS, show us. Show us the way. Pascalis getting summoned. Opponent already just firing off that Masquerena. Not going to let us do anything. Oh, and the Kill. All right, just fire it all off. Sprite Elf activating. Opponent just going ham. They're just firing off. We're Chain Link 4 now. Getting there. Lila summoning a Nightmare Griffin. Don't usually see this. It is double linked. When it's co-linked, what happens? All right, normally something happens. If it's link summon, discard a card, target a spell trap in the graveyard set to your field. It can't be activated this turn. If this card was co-linked, draw a card. That does not seem that great. What spell trap are they getting from the graveyard? Just getting Sprite Starter? Getting Sprite Starter? Or are they getting a Runic spell? Interesting. Interesting choice. Let's find out. We get our blue Tang. Opponent discarding to set the Sprite Starter. All right, and getting a live twin Sunny Snitch to the hand. Let's fire off triple tactics. Are we yoinking? We are yoinking. Yoinking the rank 4 Nightmare Griffin. Or the link 4, sorry. Let's summon our blue slug. Get slugging. And opponent seems to be out of disruption. I don't know what happened. They had so much going on, but they turned it into 0 disruptions. Zealantis banishing everything. Resummoning itself. And where are all opponents' monsters? They're all gone because we locked ourselves into water. That's usually how this works. You lock yourselves into water, and then when you Zealantis banish the whole field, you're not allowed to special summon water monsters, even if you're special summoning your opponents. So their monsters just stay in the banish zone forever. Very cool. Doesn't work if your opponent's playing a water deck, though. So water chads unite. Let's fire off our Agerine. Getting that token going into a level 10 synchro. Give me your Agerine. This is pretty good. All right, and is this lethal damage? This is 9,700 damage. Opponent is done. Runic, Evil Twin Sprites destroyed. Wow, very powerful going second from our Marincess player with the new Agerine. Agerine didn't really do too much here. Did give some extra damage. So, you know what? Pretty sweet. But is this the sink or the swim? Let's go on to the next game and then decide. All right, our next sink or swim is from the Duelist Cup. We got a fan of the channel playing fish. We got Beautiful Goaties. Let's see. Can Beautiful Goaties set up an amazing board? Lifeless Sleep Fish, sending shift to the graveyard. Abyss Shark gets summoning. Search for the Silent Angler. Silent Angler sneak on in. Go into the Stealth Kraken in attack mode. Banish the shift so it comes back on the next turn. All right, we got Goaties. We got Poppin'. Opponent's monsters are all water. We got Ash Blossom. Let's see what's going on. Opponent firing off that Max C. We should ash this. Yes, ashing it. Opponent, you will not draw cards on your turn from us summoning all of our beautiful fishes. It is correct to Ash Blossom on your own turn when you're playing, or Max C on your own turn when you're playing against Goaties. Opponent, Sword of Concealing Light. Flipping our monsters face down. That's going to flip the Stealth Kraken face down too. Face down. And opponent is playing Stun. This is disgusting. All right, we better beat this, because if we beat this, Time Tearing Morganite used for evil by Stun. We got to beat this, because this is going to be real sad if we don't. Card of Demise just drawing 3. Kaiser Coliseum, 3 back row. Popping that Stealth Kraken, but we cannot activate it because of Inspector Border. So that is very sad. Inspector Border is a toxic card. What can we do here? What can we even do? We're ending the turn. We got nothing. We can't flip our monsters face up because of the Sword of Concealing Light. How do we get out of this situation? Oh, they're playing Runic. Oh my god, we are suffering. The suffering is here. I'm suffering from all this nonsense the opponent is doing. All right. When I see a board like this, all right, you know, I say, like, you're losing your spirit to duel, but we're not giving up. Oh, opponent banishing the top 5 cards of our deck. But hold on a second. Runic banishes face up. Banishing face up could trigger our goatees. Maybe there's a chance. Opponent drawing 3 with the Runic spells. Switching their Inspector Border to defense mode because they can't attack. Because their Runic spells made them skip the battle phase. This is why it's toxic. Alright, Ready Fusion is here to not be activatable. Because opponent has that disgusting Kaiser Coliseum. So again, how are we getting out of this? Do we have a Feather Duster in this deck? Feather Duster would get us out of this. Opponent wiping the field. Evenly matched might give us a shot to get out of this as well. Opponent setting a back row. So what do we have? What's the out? What is our out? It's not Imperm. We're going to set that. Ooh, maybe it is Imperm. Imperm can negate the Kaiser Coliseum. Rivalry of Warlord says we can only control one type of monster, but that's fine. We control only fish. We are purist fish duelists. Opponent passing us. Oh, let's go. Let's go. Oh, evenly matched. Even better. I was going to say this is the... I said before this was our out. Let's negate the Kaiser Coliseum and the boy here. We probably should have gone to battle evenly matched and then summoned our goatees, but that's okay. We're saving that evenly matched for later, I guess. Opponent firing off Flash and Fire. Negating. Or destroying, sorry, our Lifeless Leaf Fish. Banishing our goatee Snopioses. Snopios, come back to the hand, banish the goatee. Alright, maybe this was bait. We just want an opponent to use their interaction. They're firing off that fountain. Fountain draw 1. Just a little baby draw. Let's get our Snopios. Go to battle. Fire off that evenly matched. Opponent goes down to just the fountain. Goatee activate to draw. And are we going to do some plays main phase 2? We can summon the Snopios. We can summon with our Ready Fusion. Opponent firing off Dispelling. Banishing more cards. Oh my god. Paces is banished. So Paces is going to come back. And we're just setting across our Designate. Okay, not going for the Snopios. Opponent drawing 2. Could get them to deck out, but looks like they got a lot of cards in their deck there. Runic Destruction popping our back row. Not even going to fire it off. Banishing a bunch of our beautiful goatees. Let's get Paces. Opponent's Fountain is drawn. Opponent is drawn with the Pot of Greed every turn. Summoning that Inspector Border means our... Oh, and another Sword of Concealing Light. Our monsters are flip face down. We can't attack. This is just so toxic. What do we even do? It's just the same situation again. Opponent drawing double with the Time Tearing Morganite. They're banishing our deck. We got 15 cards. Opponent's got 33. Again, how do we get out of this? We haven't been able to push for damage. Snopios getting negated by the Imperm. That doesn't matter. And we can crash over the border. Opponent's Runic Slumbering in their Imperm column. That's real cool. Fountain gonna draw. Opponent Synchro Zoning. We can't declare attacks except with Synchro monsters. Okay. So we're not allowed to attack. But we already declared our attack. Does that still work? Opponent hasn't summoned a monster. So yeah, our attack's already been declared. So that does not stop our already declared attack from happening. Let's fire off our Ready Fusion, but opponent has the Solemn Judgment. Solemn Judgment. Alright, we used our normal summon. Opponents negated us, but some progress has been made. Goatee, come back. Ooh, we have a shot. We have a shot because our goatees are going to come back from the banish zone, and we're going to get to do some summoning. Opponent Dispelling. Summoning the Huggin to protect from destruction, but we banish. We don't destroy. We banish. Runic Tip, going to add a runic spell. Opponent banishing more of our cards. 13 cards left. Come on, goatees, I believe in you. Shift coming to the field. Flashing Fire, popping the shift, banishing more of our goatees. Opponent can't attack. We're summoning the Hopier Squadron. Or sorry, we are summoning the Hopier Squadron. And the Snopios. Synchro attack. Opponent, your Synchro Zone is the zone we are in. As can. Banish that Runic Fountain. Banish it. Banish the Fountain. You know I want to see that Fountain get gone forever. because fountain is at 1 now. So we banished that fountain. It's gone forever. We didn't banish the fountain. We banished their set back row. An opponent doesn't want to see it. They are done. They lost the will to duel, or their connection failed. That is suspicious. All right, that is a suspicious way to end. All right, maybe opponent rage quit. We're going to give it, maybe they rage quit, but it maybe opponent still had something going on. Is this the sink or the swim? Is this the sink or the swim? Well, I definitely had more fun watching the first duel because stun is a toxic deck and it is not very fun to watch. It's a stressful experience that hurts me inside. So I'm going to give the swim to our first duelist, the Dr. Quack. This was a great duel. You did good, but it hurt my soul to watch stun. So for that reason, I am not giving you the swim today. Keep trying. Send another replay. I appreciate all the replays you guys send in. It is amazing. Make sure to vote in the poll because I want to know what you guys think. Did you like the Marincest? Did you like the Goaties? You decide. Now, let's go on to our Umi deck list. All right, here it is, Umizu 2024. Let's go through the deck real quick. We got Denier. We got 1 Whiptail, 1 Roost. We got Jellyfish ×3. We got 1 Ice Tree Chimora. We got triple Ocean Dragon Lord, 1 Destiny Hero Dasher, 1 General Raiho, 1 Mega Fortress Whale, 1 Kaiju, 1 Raigeki, 1 Feather Duster, 1 Foolish Burial Goods, double Fusion Destiny, 1 Pot, triple Fish Sonar, triple Time Tearing Morganite, 1 Legendary Ocean, 1 Pacifist. This is not a joke. I'm only playing 2 copies of Umi in the deck because I found they were kind of bricky. Umi is bricky. You only need 2. You're searching it with your Jellyfish. You don't need to draw it. 2 Umis. This is reckless, all right? This is reckless and crazy. You tell me if I'm nuts in the comments. We got triple Barrage. We got 1 Sea Stealth 2. So technically we got 3 Umis still, but this one's not searchable. We got 2 Ice Barriers. We got triple Imperm. We got triple Sea Stealth Attack. Imperm's our hand trap. When we fire off the Morganite, we can still activate in the hand. Extra deck. We're actually using it now. DPE, Zodiacs. We got all these Zodiacs, all right? You can even run double Tiger Mortar instead of Blackluster Soldier, who never got summoned. Double Tiger Mortar. 1 Trident. Trident is no longer at 1, though, so we could actually have a second Trident in here. I just only have 1 copy. So if you got 2 Tridents, you can get the second Trident in here. All right. We got Baguska. We got the Stealth Kraken. We got Kraken Spawn ×1. We got Zeus, who is the Zodiac boss monster. We got the Masquerena, who doesn't get used that often. We got Verte. We got Blackluster Soldier and the Honorable Goddess. So if you want, you can get rid of these links. You're not going to do much with the links except maybe Verte. And you can play more Zodiacs. And, you're going to be having a good time. All right. Thanks for watching. Hope you liked the video. And I'll see you guys next time. Have a good New Year. Have a good Christmas. I hope you enjoy it. And I'll see you next time. Have a good night.